Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kami di sini kelompok beranggotakan 3 orang akan membahas atau mempresentasikan modul 5 dan 6 yang dengan judul materi modul 5 STP dan modul 6 Ether Channel. Kemudian modul 5 yang pertama akan dibacakan oleh Iban.
Jadi, di sini saya akan menjelaskan tentang pengenalan dari modul STP konsep, modul 5 STP konsep. Jadi, modul ini mengajarkan tentang Spanning Tree Protocol atau STP, STP, yang digunakan untuk mencegah terjadinya loop di layer 2 dalam jaringan. Redundansi di jaringan layer 2 diperlukan agar jika satu jalur jaringan gagal, masih ada jalur lain untuk meneruskan data. Tapi redundansi itu juga bisa menyebabkan loop. Loop itu adalah masalah di mana data terus berputar tanpa henti dalam jaringan. Mirip dengan feedback pada mikrofon dan speaker di konser. Jadi STP itu dirancang untuk menghilangkan masalah loop ini. Modul ini akan menjelaskan penyebab loop dan berbagai jenis protokol spanning tree, serta menyediakan video dan aktivitas untuk membantu memahami konsep STP. Selanjutnya ada, jadi di modul ini tuh kita akan belajar bagaimana spanning tree protokol atau STP memungkinkan redundansi di jaringan layer 2. Jadi kami akan mempelajari tentang cara kerja STP dalam mencegah loop yang dapat mengganggu jaringan, sekaligus memastikan jaringan tetap berfungsi meskipun ada jalur yang gagal. Selanjutnya akan dijelaskan oleh Habib.
Okay, the next of 5.1.1 redundancy in layer 2 switch networks. The topic covers the cause of loops in layer 2 network and briefly explain how spanning the protocol works. Redundancy is an important part of the hierarchical design of eliminating single point of failure and preventing disruption of network service to user. Next. 5.1.2 Spanning the protocol. Spanning the protocol, STP is a loop prevention network protocol that allow for redundancy while creating a loop free layer 2 topology. IEEE 802.1D is the original IEEE MAC bridging standard for STP. Next. 5.1.4 issue with redundant switch link. Path redundancy provides multiple network service by eliminating the possibility of a single point of the failure. When multiple paths exit between two devices on a network, and there is no spanning tree implementation on the switch, a layer 2 loop occurs. A layer 2 loop can resolve MAC address table easily link saturation and high CPU utilization on switch and device, resulting in the network becoming unusable. Next. Layer 2 loops. Without STP enable, layer 2 loops come from causing broadcast, multicast, and unknown unicast frame to loop easily. This can bring down a network within a very short amount of time, sometimes in just a few seconds. For example, broadcast frames such an ERP request forward all of the switch port except the original Ainger port. This ensures that all devices in a broadcast domain are able to request the frame if there is more than one path for the frame to be forward out of an address loop can result. When a loop occurs, the MAC address table on switch will constantly change with the update from the broadcast frame, which result in MAC database instability. This can cause high CPU utilization, which make the switch unable to forward frames. Next, broadcast from. A broadcast from in is an generally high number of broadcasts offering the network during a specific amount of time. Broadcast from can disable a network within second by offering switch and device. Broadcast from can be caused by a hardware problem as faculty NIC or from a layer to loop in the network. Next, the spanning tree algorithm. STP is based on an algorithm invented by Radia Perlman while working for Digital Equipment Corporation and published in the paper and algorithm for distributed completion of a spanning tree and extended LAN. The spanning tree algorithm creates loop file topology by selecting a single root bridge where all other switches determine a single least cost path. Next 5.2 step to a loop free topology. Now you know how loops are created and the basic of using spanning tree protocol to prevent them. This topic will take you step by step through the operation of STP using the STA STP builds a loop fire free topology in a 4-step process. 1. Elect to the root bridge. 2. Elect to root ports. 3. Elect design ports. 4. Elect alternate block ports. Next. Select the root bridge. The STA designs a single switch as the root bridge and use it as the reference point for all path calculation. Switch Exchange BPDU build the loop-free topology beginning with selecting the root bridge. And selection process determine which switch becomes the root bridge. All switches in the broadcast domain participate in the election process. After a switch boot is beginning to send out BPDU frames every 2 seconds. These BPDU frames contain the bit of the sending switch and the bit of the root bridge, now as the root ID. Next, impact of default bits. Because the default priority is possible for 2 or more switches to have the same priority. In this scenario where the prices are the same, the switch width The lowest MAC address will become to root bridge. To ensure that the root bridge description best meets network requirement, it is recommended that the administrator configure the desired root bridge switch with a lower priority. Next, determine the root path cost. When the root bridge has been elected for a given spanning tree instance, the STA starts the process determining the best paths to the root bridge from a destination in the broadcast domain. The path information known as the internet route path cost is determined by the sum of all the individual port costs along the path from the switch to the root bridge. Next, elect the root ports after the root bridge has been determined in STA algorithm. Is used to select the root port. Every non-root switch will deselect on root port. The root port is the port cost to the root bridge in terms of overall cost base path. To the root bridge, this overall cost is shown as internal root path cost. Next, select design ports. The loop prevention for of spanning tree becomes evident during these next two steps. After each switch select a root port, the switch will then select design ports. Every segment between switch will have one design port. Next, elect Ethernet block ports. If a port is not root port or the design port, then it becomes an Ethernet or backup port. Alternate port and backup more ports are indicating or blocking state to prevent loops. In the future, the SDA has configured port F0/2 on the S3 in the Ethernet role. Next, elect a root port from multiple equal cost paths. Root port and design port are based on the lowest path cost the root bridge. But what happens with switch has multiple equal hosts path to the reach? How does a switch design a root port? When a switch has multiple equal host path to the root bridge, those will with determine port using the following criteria. 1. Low sender bit. 2. Low sender port priority. 3. Low sender port ID. Next. STP timers and port stats. STP conference requests 3 timers as follow. Hello timer, forward delay timer, max X timer. Next. Yeah. Per VLAN spanning tree. Up until now, we have discussed STP in an environment where there is only one VLAN. However, STP can be configured to operate in an environment with multiple VLANs. In per VLAN spanning tree version of STP, there is a root bridge elected for each spanning tree instance. This makes it possible to have different root bridges for different sets of VLAN. STP operates a separate instance of STP for each individual VLAN. If all ports on a switch are members of VLAN 1, then there is only one spanning tree instance. Next, next. Different version of STP. Up to now, we have used the stream spanning tree protocol and the Ansrim STP, which can misleading. Many professionals generally use this to refer to the various implementation of spanning tree, such as rapid spanning tree protocol and simple spanning tree protocol. In order to communicate spanning tree concepts correctly, it is important to refer to implementation or standard of spanning tree context. Next, RSTP concept. Seperti the original 800 to 1D while retaining backward completely the 800 to 1 STP terminology remain primarily the same as the original IEEE 800 to 1D STP terminology. Most parameters have been left unchanged. User that are familiar with the original STP standard can easily configure SSTP. The same spanning tree algorithm is used for both STP and RSTP to determine port role and topology. Next, next. Port phase and BPDU board. When a device is connected to a switch port or when a switch power up, the switch port goes to both listing and learning states. It's time waiting for the forward delay time to expire. This delay is 15 seconds for each step. Listening and learning for total of 30 seconds. This delay can present a problem for the HTTP client trying to discover the HTTP server. The HTTP message from the connect host will not be forward for the 30-second for forward delay timers, and the HTTP process may time out. The resource in that an IPv4 client will not receive a valid IPv4 address. Next. Alternatives to STP. STP was and still an Ethernet loop prevent trace protocol. Over the years, organization required generalization and availability in the LAN. Ethernet LAN when from a interconnect switch connect to a single router to spread in hacker network design including access, distributing, and core layer switch as shown in the figure. Okay, will be read the module 6, module 6, Irfan.
Sebentar. Jadi di sini di modul 5 ini kita sudah mempelajari tentang spanning tree protocol atau STP dan bagaimana protokol ini mencegah loop di layer 2 pada jaringan Ethernet yang menggunakan jalur redundan. Tanpa STP, loop dapat menyebabkan ketidakstabilan tabel alamat MAC address, saturasi tautan, serta konsumsi CPU tinggi pada switch dan perangkat yang mengakibatkan jaringan tidak bisa digunakan. STP bekerja dengan menciptakan topologi bebas loop, memilih root bridge, dan menentukan port-port utama dan cadangan melalui Spanning Tree Algorithm atau STA dengan menggunakan Bridge Protocol Data Units atau BPDU. STP memastikan setiap switch memiliki jalur terbaik ke root bridge serta memblokir port yang bisa menyebabkan loop. Evolusi STP seperti RSTP dan MSTP memberikan konvergensi dengan lebih cepat. PVST dari Cisco memungkinkan instance spanning tree terpisah untuk setiap VLAN. Fitur tambahan seperti port fetch dan BPDU guard membantu mencegah loop dan mempercepat akses jaringan pada port tertentu. Jadi STP ini sangat penting untuk menjaga jaringan Ethernet berfungsi dengan baik, meskipun ada jalur redundan, sambil memastikan tidak ada frame yang berputar tanpa henti di jaringan. Selanjutnya di sini akan menjelaskan tentang modul 6, yaitu Ether Channel. Jadi modul 6 ini membahas Ether Channel, mengajarkan tentang Ether Channel yang memungkinkan untuk menggabungkan beberapa tautan jaringan menjadi satu bundle, meningkatkan bandwidth dan redundansi jaringan. Meski sudah menggunakan STP untuk mencegah loop layer 2, Ether Channel memastikan tautan tetap terjaga tanpa memblokir semuanya. Dengan Ether Channel, pengguna bisa mendapatkan pencegahan loop, redundansi, dan peningkatan bandwidth secara bersamaan. Jadi modul ini juga menjelaskan dua protokol, yaitu PIGB sama LACP, dan bagaimana cara mengkonfigurasi, memverifikasi, dan memecahkan masalah Ether Channel. Dalam modul 6.1 akan dibacakan oleh Irfan.
6.1.1 Link aggregation. There are scenarios in which more bandwidth or redundancy between devices is needed than what can be provided by a single link. Multiple links could be connected between devices to increase bandwidth. However, spanning tree protocol or STP, which is enabled on layer 2 device, like Cisco switches by default, will block redundant link to prevent switching loops, as shown in the figure. A link aggregation technology is needed that allow redundant link between devices that will not be blocked by STP. That technology is known as Ethernet channel. Ethernet channel is a link aggregation technology that groups multiple physical Ethernet links together into one single logical link. It is used to provide fault tolerance, load sharing, increased bandwidth, and redundancy between switches, router, and server. Ethernet channel technology make it possible to combine the number of physical links between the switch to increase the overall speed of switch-to-switch communication. Next. 6.1.2 Ethernet channel. Ethernet channel technology was originally developed by Cisco as a LAN switch-to-switch technique of grouping several fast Ethernet or gigabit Ethernet port into one logical channel. When an Ethernet is configured, the resulting virtual interface is called a port channel. The physical interface are bundled together into a port channel interface, as shown in the figure. Next. 6.1.3 Advantage of Ethernet channel. Ethernet channel technology has many advantages, include the following. Most configured tasks can be done on Ethernet channel interface instead of on each individual port, ensuring configuration consistency through the links. Ethernet channel relies on existing switch port. There is no need to upgrade the link to a faster and more expensive connection to have more bandwidth. Load balancing takes place between links that are part of the same Ethernet. Depending on the hardware platform, one or more load destination IP loading balancing across the physical link. Ethernet channel create an aggregation that is sent as one logical link. When several Ethernet channel bundles exist between two switches, STP may block one of the bundle of prevent switching loops. When STP block one of the redundant link, it block the entire Ethernet channel. This block all the port belonging to that Ethernet link. Where there is only one Ethernet channel link, all physical link in the Ethernet channel are active because STPs see only one logical link. Ethernet channel provide redundancy because the overall link is assigned as one logical connection. Additionally, the loss of one physical link within the channel does not create a change in the topology. Therefore, a spanning tree recalculation is not required. Assuming at least one physical link is present, the Ethernet channel remaining functional even if its overall throughput decrease because of a lost link within the Ethernet channel. Next. (6.1.4) Implementation restriction. Ethernet channel implementation on the Catalyst 2960 switch has certain implementation restriction, include the following. Ethernet interface type cannot be mixed. For example, fast Ethernet and gigabit Ethernet cannot be mixed within a single Ethernet. Currently, each Ethernet can consist of up to a compatibility configured Ethernet port. Ethernet channel provide full duplex bandwidth up to 800 Mbps or 8 Gbps between one switch and another switch or host. The Cisco Catalytic 2960 layer 2 switch currently support up to 6 Ethernet. However, as a new IOS are developed and platform change, some card and platform may support increased number of port within an Ethernet channel link, as well as support an increased number of gigabit Ethernet channels. The individual Ethernet channel group member port configuration must be consistent on both devices. If the physical port of one side are configured as strong, the physical port of the other side must also be configured as strong within the same native VLAN. Additionally, all port in its Ethernet channel link must be configured as layer 2 port. Each Ethernet has a logical port channel interface as shown in the figure. A configuration applied to the port channel interface affect all physical interface that are assigned to that interface. Next. (6.1.5) Auto negotiation protocol. Ethernet channel can be formatted through negotiation using one of two protocol: port aggregation protocol of PAGP or link aggregation control protocol or LACP. This protocol allow port with similar characteristics to form a channel through dynamic negotiation with adjoining switches. Next. Six point 1.6 PAGP operation. PAGP is a Cisco proprietary protocol that aids in the automatic creation of Ethernet channel link. When an Ethernet channel link is configured using PAGP, PAGP packets are sent between Ethernet channel capable port to negotiate to form of a channel. When PAGP identifies method Ethernet link, it groups the link into an Ethernet channel. The Ethernet channel is then added to the spanning tree as a single port. When enabled, PAGP also manage the Ethernet channel. PAGP packets are sent every 30 seconds. PAGP checks for configuration consistency and manage link addition and failure between two switches. It ensures that when an Ethernet channel is created, all ports have the same type of configuration. Next. Six point 1.7 PAGP mode setting example. Consider the two switches in the figure. Whatever switch 1 and switch 2 establish an Ethernet channel using PAGP depends on the mode setting on each side of the channel. Next. LSCP provide the same negotiation benefit as PAGP. LSCP help create the Ethernet link by detecting the configuration of each side and making sure that they are compatible so that the Ethernet channel link can be enabled when needed. The mode for LSCP are as follow. The first one, on. The second one is LSCP active. The third one is LSCP passive. Next. Six point 2.1 configuration guideline. Now that you know what Ethernet channel is, this topic explain how to configure it. The following guideline and restriction are useful for configuring Ethernet channel. The first one is Ethernet channel support. The second one is speed and duplex. The third one is VLAN match. The fourth one is range of VLAN. Next. Six point 2.2. Configuring the Ethernet channel with LSCP requires the following three steps. Step 1, specify the interface that compose the Ethernet channel group using the interface range interface global configuration mode command. The range keyword allow you to select several interface and configuring them all together. Step 2, create the port channel interface with the channel group. Identify mode active. Command in interface range configuration mode. Identifier specifies a channel group number. The mode active keyword identify this as an LSCP Ethernet channel configuration. Step 3, to change layer 2 setting on the port channel interface. Enter port channel interface configuration mode using the interface port channel command, followed by interface identifier. In the example, S1 is configured with an LSCP Ethernet. The port channel is configured as a trunk interface with the allowed VLAN specific. Next. Six point 3, verify the troubleshoot Ethernet channel. 6.3.1, verify Ethernet channel. As always, when you configure device in your network, you must verify your configuration. If there are problems, you will also need to be able to troubleshoot and fix them. This topic gives you the command to verify, as well as some common Ethernet channel network problem and their solution. The verification command example will use the topology as shown in the figure. Next. 6.3.2 Common issue with Ethernet channel configuration. All interface within an Ethernet channel must have the same configuration of speed and duplex mode, native and allowed VLAN on a trunk and access VLAN on access port. Ensuring this configuration will significantly reduce network problem related to Ethernet channel. Common Ethernet channel issue include the following: assigned port in the Ethernet channel are not part of the same VLAN or not configured as trunk. Port with different native VLAN cannot from an Ethernet channel. Trunking was configured on some of the ports that make up the Ethernet channel, but not all of them. It's not recommended that you configuring trunking model on individual port that make up the Ethernet channel. When configuring a trunk on a Ethernet channel, verify the trunking mode on the Ethernet channel. If the allowed range of VLAN is not the same, the port do not form an Ethernet channel even when PHGP is set to the auto or desirable mode. The dynamic negotiation option for PHGP and LSCP are not compatibly configured on both end of the Ethernet channel. Next.
Jadi di sini kita sudah mempelajari tentang operasi Ethernet channel. Jadi sebuah teknologi agregasi tautan yang memungkinkan beberapa tautan fisik yang digabungkan menjadi satu tautan logis. Ether channel meningkatkan bandwidth, toleransi kesalahan, pembagian beban, dan redundansi tanpa menghalangi semua tautan redundan seperti yang dilakukan STP. Jadi tautan Ether channel yang dikonfigurasi akan membentuk antarmuka virtual yang disebut port channel. Ether channel itu dapat dibentuk melalui negosiasi dinamis menggunakan dua protokol, PAGP atau dan LACP. PAGP memiliki mode on, PAGP disable, dan PAGP auto, sedangkan LACP memiliki mode on, LACP aktif, dan LACP pasif. Jadi untuk mengkonfigurasi Ether channel itu menggunakan LACP ada 3 langkah. Yang pertama adalah menentukan dulu interface yang dapat menjadi bagian dari grup Ether channel. Yang kedua adalah membuat antarmuka port channel dengan perintah untuk mengaktifkan grup channel. Yang terakhir, yang ketiga, mengubah pengaturan layer 2 pada interface port channel sesuai kebutuhan pengguna. Terus tadi juga belajar tentang cara memverifikasi dan memecahkan masalah Ether channel menggunakan beberapa perintah seperti show interface port channel dan show Ether channel summary. Sekian dari kelompok kami, kurang lebihnya mohon maaf. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.